Music box positivity. So today I want to try to tell 2 stories in one video. Let's see how that goes. But the first story started in last week's video where I made holes for these music boxes, a tutorial on how to punch them manually. And in that tutorial I said it will drive you crazy in no time. And I also said, I think if you were good with writing software, you could write a software that takes MIDI and makes a laser cutting template, and you can just put these papers into the laser cutter and have the laser cutter to cut perfect holes with perfect timing. The response was immediate. So people started to come to the photo sharing page and shared a lot of ideas. Sebastiaan Jansen came up very quickly with the idea to work together on a GitHub. And the GitHub started filling up with programmers from all over the world who just immediately dived in to solve this problem. I wasn't aware of what GitHub was, but GitHub is a place where you can collaborate on software code. So you have nice little to-do lists, and you have this chat, and you can post your code, and you can make changes to the code and stuff like that. This is a graph showing how the project evolved. And 4 days later, I was sent this YouTube video where Andrew from the group is cutting holes with a laser cutter, or a vinyl cutter maybe it is, and playing them on the music box. So the people who have been working in the group, they really come from a lot of different places. We have Sebastiaan from Belgium, we have Txema from Spain, we have Andrew from Scotland, and we have Eitan from Mexico City, and we have Eitan from Israel, and we have Lars-Kristian Johansen from Tromsø in Norway, and there's more people as well. So this is one of the people from the group, Sebastiaan. And he sent me this video this morning.
Hello Martin. So yeah, what we made is a MIDI to laser cutter web app where you can upload a MIDI file and then it generates a laser cutter file. You can either choose a DXF file or an SVG. You have a lot of options to specify the workspace width, the workspace height, the type of notes you want, and in the future we want to also add the option to make a general MIDI to instrument mapper, for example to a drum kit. So far it has also been very fun to meet people around the world to work generally towards the same goal. Martin uploaded the video less than a week ago, and already we made a group of like 5 people that really wants to dedicate their free time to this. And it's been very fun, everyone is really working together well, and it's just amazing how fast we could come up with a working prototype. So what we have so far is a prototype, it generates a file, but there's still some work to be done for cutting the paper automatically so it doesn't fall outside the workspace, and that you can choose the type of edges it generates, but that's more difficult. The project is now only less than a week old, I think, and I believe that the progress we made so far is incredible because of the great work with the guys I've had the chance to meet, so thanks for that, guys.
This software prototype is already available now for you to try out, and I'll post a link to that in the description, and I also post links in the descriptions to all the people on the development team, because many of them are just starting new, fresh YouTube channels, so go and check their YouTube channels out. I'm so happy that we create this as a freeware, and this open source kind of process is fantastic, and we hope that other music box composers will find this helpful. So yeah, that's where we are now, and the development team is going to continue develop this, and we'll get back on this in the future. And this leads me over to the second part of this story, because I just found this project to be so positive. This project made me think about how we see our world in positive and negative terms, and I just wanted to talk a little bit about that. And just to be fair to the others who have been mentioned in this video, what I say from here on is my own personal thoughts and beliefs and have nothing to do with them, so they don't have to sign off on that. And it's somewhere here I think this second story comes in, and it's just because that's why I named the video Music Box Positivity. And it's just that I got so inspired by this. From my perspective, what I see, people are so creative, so friendly, and they want to do well. When people like to collaborate like this and cooperate for fun, I think we can use the same methods to solve far more important problems. So these holes is extremely trivial, right? Music boxes are a novelty, they're fantastic, and they're a novelty, and the way we make these holes is a triviality beyond belief. But creativity is not a triviality. Creativity is not novelty. Creativity is what made the Enlightenment, the Renaissance. I mean, creativity is what we humans use to solve problems, and that's why, for example, I love the initiatives from a person like Elon Musk, when he talks about getting anxiety levels down, making the future exciting. And what all the people who helped me with this little music box problem this week did is that they share this idea of excitement for things. So thanks so much to the development team for spreading this feeling of positivity to me, and I wanted to share it with you. And I have been lately, for quite some time now, I've been staying more and more away from media. I feel that media makes money from misery. It's like their business model is to get a lot of clicks, and a good clickbait is always catastrophes and misery. The picture I get from the billboards when I walk through the town is that Armageddon is already here. They search for all the negative things that have happened on our planet. They put them on the billboards, and they sell ads next to this content. I know that I live in a very tiny land with only music boxes and marble machines. I know that's not the reality for everyone, but the dark image of our reality that the mainstream media is painting, it just does not compute. That's my whole idea. I think it's a shameful business model, actually, to make money on fear and to keep people in fear, to keep people thinking they need this information to be safe. I do see a future where the democratization through the internet will make these big structures fall down a little bit anyway. So, in Sweden, we have a very strong public service. And I was a big fan of public service in Sweden for many years. I listened a lot to public service media. And for some years ago, when I started building the marble machine, I just had to stop. Because it was misery from morning to night. It was like, what misery are we discussing today? It was like every show was like that. And again, I understand it's their responsibility to show that not everyone are as fortunate as everyone else, and we should not live in a la-la land where it's just about music boxes and marble machines. but there has to be some balance. It can't be broadcasting this negative picture of where our planet is going, because that negative picture is like self-sustaining. That makes people more negative, more scared, more afraid for being open, and takes away creativity. To moderate all this a little bit, I just want to say also that to be overly positive is also a problem, because you create this fake, fantastic dream world which is not real, and a lot of people kind of struggle to live up to this perfect kind of lives, images. So forced positivity is also a problem. Thanks so much for watching, and a special thanks to the development team of the MIDI software. All right, we don't know what we're gonna call the software, and we thought we would ask you if you have good ideas. So far we have these suggestions, but we would love to have more suggestions. So if you have a suggestion for a good name of this freeware software, we would love you to put them in the comments, because we want something catchy but yet descriptive, kind of. So thanks for bearing with me trying to connect two stories into one. Great. Nailed it.